Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It's early morning here. It's 3:53, December 4th, 2024. I just wanted to give this live stream another chance. How's everybody doing today? I just so happen to be up. My Chihuahua mix, as you know, I have a Chihuahua mix. He was barking. We have cats that live underneath the RV. And whenever he hears the cats fighting or crying, he just goes crazy. He's been doing that for the past few weeks now, just kind of being aggravating, because he's so sensitive to the noise. He's a good guard dog, but, you know, this barking, every time he hears a cat, every time he hears a little noise, it's just a little annoying because he's so excitable. So anyway, I just so happened to be up and I also needed to check my blood sugars. You guys are probably wondering how's my blood sugars coming along. They're kind of, up and down. I just checked it not too long ago and it was pretty close to 300 again at almost 4 o'clock in the morning. That's pretty high. It could be the dawning effect, which, if you know anything about diabetes, it's a hormonal disease, and it fluctuates just like any hormone in the body. And the dawning effects, what happens is a lot of times your blood sugar at a certain time of the night or early morning spikes. It becomes high. And then when you start your day, when you get up, it will dramatically, it can just drop. Yesterday morning, it was 88. And that was about 5 o'clock in the morning. So I've been doing random finger sticks, as I'm up, just to kind of monitor myself. But I'll probably put in my continuous glucose monitoring system. I'll probably start that tomorrow. It's an indwelling. It's not like an implant, but it's indwelling. It's a little, very very thin copper wire that stays in your abdomen or your thigh or your arm or wherever. I implant mine in my abdomen because it's just easier to kind of hide, and it's, I can check it more readily available as opposed to my arm. And it just continuously 24/7, it just monitors your blood sugars. You have to do very little finger stick. You don't have to worry about sticking your finger all the time. And it's very accurate. It's very, very accurate. You got to synchronize it to your finger stick glucometer, so that it's communicating with your glucometer. But other than that, that's like maybe once a day you do that. So much better than pricking your finger, which, oh my God. Over time, that can be annoying. It hurts. You would think I'm used to it. Oh my God, let me tell you, diabetes or being a diabetic is very painful. It's very painful, guys. It's not a fun disease. I give myself insulin. I give myself insulin once a day, and that's at night. I have to inject myself with a needle, an 8 millimeter needle, in my abdomen. You would think by now, after 30 something years, I should be used to it. I'm not used to it. I'm sorry. I don't like needles. I don't like pain. So I have to dig around in my abdomen and inject myself. I prefer the abdomen. When I was pregnant and I had gestational diabetes, I injected myself in my arm because of the fact that I was pregnant. I had a big belly and everything. Some people inject themselves in their thigh, some inject themselves in their buttock. Um, I've read that it's just better to do it in your abdomen. It just delivers better the insulin. So that's why I do mine in my abdomen. Um, and then the finger sticks, of course. It's just constantly, every day, you're sticking yourself, you're pricking yourself. It's a horrible thing to have. I don't wish it on anybody. I don't wish it on my worst enemy, to be honest with you, because it's just a disease that is, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to have. It runs rampant on both sides of my family. Um, on my mother's side, it's very, very bad. It's a type of diabetes. It's type 2 usually, but it's a type of diabetes where you become insulin resistant. Over time, you become type 1. You become type 1, where your pancreas is no longer producing any insulin. And, that's bad. I had family members, excuse me, I had family members to lose limbs. I had family members, of course, they became, dialysis patients. I had family members that had blindness. They died of related problems related to diabetes, stroke, heart attack, vascular problems, just you name it. Whatever happens, the negative things that happens when you're diabetic, when you have diabetes that's not controlled well, or that has done damage to your body over time. On my mom's side, it's been devastating. People have died young. People have had strokes at a young age, ended up institutionalized because they became dialysis patients and, had full blown strokes. It's a sad disease. I'm just being blunt, okay? It's a disease not to take lightly. It's I'm African American. I'm Black American. And I guess you can say I'm indigenous. Well, I'm indigenous to America, right? My ancestors been here for 400 plus years. Um, Native Americans and Polynesian Americans and Alaskan Americans, these indigenous people, they have high rates of diabetes. Devastating, very devastating. I used to work in New Mexico and I worked in a nursing home, and to see the diabetic patients, it was so sad. A lot of them were Native Americans. A lot of them were Navajo people, and they had it so bad. It just was so sad. A lot of them were young, and some of them, they knew about the dialysis. They needed to be on dialysis, but they refused. They didn't want it. And to actually see people wasting away, it's a very sad thing to see. But I don't know why so many indigenous people become diabetic. It's got to be. I mean, if you look at the ways of our ancestors, right? If you look at how they lived a long time ago, how they used to, they were like hunter gatherers, right? How they got their food, they would go out and they would literally hunt for their food, and they grew their own food. Everything was natural. They were so much more healthier, so much more healthier. Now, the Western lifestyle that we all live, where you don't have to hunt for your food anymore. You can go to the grocery store and everything is already there. It's already butchered up for you and processed and just waiting for you to purchase it, you know? But we don't know anything about how these animals were living, like, out in the field, if they were treated well, if they were fed well, if they, had free range, right? They say that when an animal is slaughtered, depending on how an animal is slaughtered, when an animal is slaughtered, if it's not like a humane way, the animal has been tortured, and they know that they're going to the slaughterhouse, that they release certain chemical hormones in the meat, right? So the meat can become tough um, because of these fear hormones that are released in the tissues and the muscle of the animal. And then they're slaughtered in a way that we, may consider unhumane. And then we eat that food. We eat that meat, and that becomes part of us. And people start getting sick. They start having health problems. Animals that are out in the wild are free. They're free range. They're happy for the most part. They're happy. They're roaming around. They're eating grains and grasses that they're supposed to be eating, right? And if they're slaughtered in a humane way, everybody has their view of what humane is. Some people consider a gun as being humane. Some people prefer a bow and arrow, chase them down, until they find the animal. Some people consider that a humane way of slaughtering an animal. Um, but I think it's probably best that the animal is free range and they can roam around. Um, and then you pray over the animal, you pray for the animal, stuff like that. Some people, like in the processing plants, they don't do that. They don't have time for that. It's just like in a factory, like an assembly line. Next, next, next. I mean, just imagine. I don't even want to really imagine what animals go through to help nourish us, right? It's so sad. It's so sad. I'm not saying that I'm going to become a vegetarian. I still prefer meat. I still like to eat meat, but I notice a big difference though. When I eat, um, when I eat a regular beef, right? And then there's the grass-fed beef. Generally, when I eat beef, I tend to get kind of bound up, like constipated, right? Um, but when I eat grass-fed beef. I digest it better. It doesn't sit in the gut for days at a time, rotting and releasing toxins. When you eat meat, it doesn't digest very fast, right? There's a period of time that it stays in your gut. And during that time, it's rotting. It's mixing with all the different chemicals that's part of your digestive system, and it literally is rotting in your gut. So, I mean, and if you have a problem like me where you have a problem with digesting beef, it's going to sit there a little longer than someone who, can digest it normally. Anyway, I'm a little off topic. I went from diabetes to diet to meat. But I wanted to try this live thing. Um, Everybody or most people who are subscribed to my channel, my 87 viewers, thank you so much, are here in the US. And at this time of the day, people here in the West, on the West Coast, is definitely still sleeping. And people on the East Coast, some of them are getting up right now, getting ready to go to work. It's the start of the day for them, like a little after 6 in the morning. I don't think a lot of people are going to be watching this live, this AM live right now. So the last time I tried the live, I was so nervous. I used my laptop, right? And the laptop, let me tell you, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for the live at all. I was messing around and just trying something on the laptop. And as you know, it has a facing camera, right, on the laptop. Just one camera, but it faces the person. And I just so happened to be. It was very hot that day, so I was kind of topless. I said, "Oh my God!" And I saw like kind of like the top of my front of my chest, not my breast, but just the top of myself. And I said, "Oh my God!" And I try to figure out how to shut it off. And I let everyone know that it was a test run of my live. A few people said they saw me. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm just so shy, guys. I'm a very shy person. And, I watch other people's live streams and stuff like that. And people can be such bullies. They can be such. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of these trolls that come here and insult people and call people names and make you feel like crap. I'm not really ready for that. I'm not built for that, guys. On my live stream, I want people to be respectful, nice, uplifting, encouraging, positive, um, motivational, encourage the other viewers who are watching, and just be overall nice people. Okay. Yes, I don't come on camera. You don't need to really know what I look like. Just listen to my message and watch my videos. Do you enjoy my videos? Do you enjoy watching my pets? I have my cat Simba and I have my doggy Rocky, who are very good companions for me. Initially, my channel I was living homeless when I first did this, when I first made this channel about 5-6 years ago. And I've been a diabetic for a while, as you know. I wanted to talk about what it was like being a female diabetic and homeless. I was having a lot of issues with housing. Not because I couldn't afford it, not because I didn't have a job. I've always had a job. God has always blessed me with employment. that's something that I have been so blessed. I've always been employed. Um, I became homeless because of fear. What? Yes, guys, fear. Something had happened to me in one of the last places that I had lived, and I'm gonna save that for another live. I'm gonna save that for when I'm on live, and it's gonna be during the time when most of my viewers are up. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try to do it on the weekend as well, where people who are not working and stuff, they can take time to watch my live. But yeah, I wanted to discuss fear, how fear can put people into homelessness. It's a real thing, you know. It's going to be a little graphic. As you know, my channel is not made for children. It's not made for children. And the reason why, I mean, if you watch my videos, you watch my channel, most of my channel is what you consider family friendly, right? It's family friendly. There's no cursing. There's no, I think maybe one or two videos I might have said some swear words, but I did mention that in the title. And I forewarned people about it. You see my pets, they're funny, they're cute. I don't want to be a kids channel because there's going to be times where I have to discuss some serious topics that only adults can relate to, such as my health. It's a graphic talk about diabetes, right? As you know, diabetes, we talked about it before. Diabetes can be very bad and debilitating, and the results of it can be very bad. And I don't think children are ready for stuff like that. That's not a child friendly topic. Okay. And then I will later on discuss my experiences with being homeless, things I had to endure with, and the reason why I became homeless and stuff. So that's the reason why this is not a child friendly, family friendly channel. Okay, it's for adults. I'm going to be dealing with adult topics, adult themes, and hopefully I can become an inspiration to people. Okay, that's my goal, is to inspire people. When I did this channel, when I created this channel, that was about, like I said before, about 6 years ago. This monetization thing was not the trend. It was not the trend. People, I guess, they were making money off their videos, but it wasn't their goal, right? It wasn't like something that they strive to all the time. If they did, they never verbalized it. They never talked about it. They never flaunted it. They never allowed that to become the theme or topic of their videos. Now, all of a sudden, okay, because I've been away from YouTube for about, I would say, really 4 years. As far as really putting time and effort into my channel, I think. Let me see. Let me go back. I know I did some topics on COVID, and that was about 4 years ago, I believe. And I would just randomly come to my channel. I think I dropped or more recently, I think I dropped a few videos, but not very much. Not, it was just to kind of keep the my channel alive, but not really. I wasn't putting a lot of time and effort into it. So now that I'm trying to become a full-time content creator, due to the fact that right now I'm unemployed, right? I'm not employed right now. Is that now I notice there's so many changes with YouTube. Everybody wants to be monetized. That's everybody's goal, is to make that money. People want to be overnight millionaires. You know, my thing was to get a message out. To get a message out. I was, I wanted to expose the hardship of trying to find decent housing, and with what I had endured. Somebody else might be going through the same thing, the same issues, and that could be a shame to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the frustration of being a diabetic. I don't know if you guys ever watched my very old video about the incident that happened at Yale Hospital at the diabetic clinic. These people, they treated me so bad. Did you know they banned me from the hospital? I was told to come to the hospital to pick up some insulin needles, because at the time I was not insured. I had run out of medication, and I had to go to the hospital to pick it up. That nurse had left for the day. So I was asked, well, why was I there? And I said, I came to pick up some needles, for my medication, some pin needles. And I was told that that they had run out, that I can't just depend on them for, for free medication. They considered it free medication. And so there was a discussion that came about, and the manager came to the front, and I mean, you could see in the video, he came to the front and, wanted to know why I was there. They got very nasty and rude to me. They told me I needed to leave. And I try to get everything on video, the discussion on video. Anyway, make a long story short. So that, this is what I've experienced being a diabetic. Some of the problems that I experience with people mistreating me, being very rude to me. I just saw one person on the live. I'm sorry, it kind of distracted me a little bit. I know it sounds like I'm rambling on, but thank you, and thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Thank you for the like. Yes, that makes me feel good to have somebody come and view me and then give me a thumbs up to encourage. That's encouragement. That's what I like. And it looks like I've been on here for a half hour now. Wow. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. So, I have another phone. Let me see something real quick. I don't know if I'm currently on. Hold for a second, okay? I think live and live stream are two different things. You can have live on your channel, and then you have live stream where, okay, live can be on your channel where your members, your followers will be the first to be notified. They'll they can see you on the channel. But then the live stream, I believe, is like random people, the general public or whatever, they can see you. You can be private with the live stream on your channel. And live stream can be where international. I think that's how it works, guys. Anyway, someone told me, they said, well, you have to do it more and more and more. The more you do it, the better you're going to be at it. And you're going to start feeling more comfortable. It's going to be second nature. I'm hoping. Because I watch a lot of channels and stuff. I stopped watching TV. I don't even watch TV anymore. I completely stopped watching television, and all I watch is YouTube. I'm a full-time content creator, and I try to pick up tips from other channels, other people, other content creators. And like I was saying before, this whole monetization thing is more like a craze. Back in the days, when people made videos, they had a point they were trying to get across, right? They had content, they had talent. People had real talent. There was people who were movie makers. There were people who were comedians, artists, real dancers. Now everyone is just doing any and everything. It's just kind of like a little bit out of control. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody should have the opportunity to voice themselves and to be creative, or what they consider creative in their own way, right? But it's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, I've watched some channels where people have just sat there. That's all they did, was just sat there and got views, got likes, got a fan base for just doing nothing, for just sitting, for just existing. And I'm like, wow, here I am. I'm struggling, right? There was a time where I only had 24 for many, many, many years. And if my original subscribers, if you are watching this, see how I've grown? Okay? I thank you and I appreciate you so much. The people that were standing behind me for all those years, that were supporting me, that were leaving comments. Back then, it wasn't about the money. It was not about the money. It was about the content. And I appreciate you guys so much. If you're still around, I love you. I would like to hear from somebody. I would like to hear from you guys. And I'm growing 1 subscriber a day. But that's okay. That's okay. I'd rather have my subscribership grow 1 a day and be slow and steady than opposed to being flooded with what they call robot subs, where it's artificial. It's not real. It's not sincere. And I watched a video on how that's done. It's almost like buying subscribers. People can go around and they robot subscribe to you. There's like facilities where people they purchase subscribers, and there's a person that has random cell phones all over the place, and they're just subscribing to any and everybody. It's not legitimate. It's not legitimate. It's I mean, no fault of my own. Like, some people that you interact with on social media, on YouTube, you have to be careful. It's almost like a Trojan horse virus, right? Um, they may not have good intentions. All they're concerned with is their subscribership and their views. By any means necessary, they're gonna get it. They have little chat parties, and you don't know what type of interactions they had had previously, and then they will share your channel with other people, and then that person will subscribe. They'll subscribe to your channel, get what they need, and then they will unsubscribe. When you subscribe back to them, they'll unsubscribe to you. I mean, it's just like, it's not sincere. It's crazy. It's just, I don't understand. I've seen my subscribership go up and down, up and down. You know, like a few days ago, I had 88. I had 88. And like I said before, I'm on YouTube all the time, and I just so happened to be looking at it. It must have been after midnight, and I noticed that it just dropped down to 87, just slowly dropped down to 87. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, that happened to me once before. I actually saw it drop. So, it's one of those things. I feel like people should subscribe to channels that they feel will benefit them, whatever way. Okay, I'm not knocking fortune tellers. I'm not knocking gamers. I'm not knocking advice coaches and exercise channels and whatever, right? Whatever that you feel led to do, to subscribe to. I'm not knocking that. There's certain things that I like. I love history. I will watch your channel. Now, there's some things that I know about history. Now, if I find out that the information is not right, that's a no-no for me. That's a red flag. If it's artificially intelligence that's making the videos, and they say the wrong stuff, I will not subscribe to that channel, or I would definitely unsubscribe to that channel. So you have to be careful. People have to be very, very careful when they view stuff on YouTube. You have to know what you're getting involved with. Hello, welcome to my live. If you want to leave a message, please do. Okay. Are you one of my subscribers? I'm experimenting again. I would say this is my second live. I'm nervous. And I don't know if you've been watching me for a while. Oh, Vegan, hey, how are you? Oh my God, how are you? Wow. Well, the thing is that I've tried this before. I tried it before. I'm very nervous, right? So I was on my laptop, and I was just kind of experimenting with the laptop, and the laptop only has a face, front camera. And so I just so happened to be kind of topless that day. It was hot. And my intentions was not to be on camera, and I ended up on camera by mistake. It was crazy. It was really wild. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "This is experimenting." Yeah, I couldn't sleep. My chihuahua kept barking Um, I live in an RV and there's cats that live underneath the RV. So he's sensitive. He's part Chihuahua and it's been keeping me up, you know? So I said, well, let me get up and just do my bathroom thing and check my sugars and stuff like that. So, but thank you for stopping by. I see there's somebody else here too. Oh, your wife. Okay. Let me tell you, I am blushing. Believe it or not, I am blushing. Yeah, it is. What time is it here? It is 4:34. It is 4. Hey, Brandon, how are you? How are you guys? What time is it where you're at? It's 4:34 here. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was just kind of talking a little bit about my background. Oh, 6:34. Okay. Yeah, about how I started my YouTube channel, why I started my YouTube channel. Um, there's my dog with his big ears. um, it wasn't about monetization, just like most people who started a long time ago. It wasn't about the money. It was about trying to get an idea out or, you know, being creators, being creative. Um, People had passion like yourself with cooking and dancing. People had real talent back then, right? People had real talent and I had a message. I had a message that I wanted to get out. And I had a negative experience at Yale Hospital, the diabetes clinic out of all places. And did you know God is going to destroy that place? God is going to destroy Yale New Haven Hospital. This hospital has gone, it's a ghetto hospital. It's a ghetto hospital. The staff is horrible. They're very racist. It's a racist institution. If you know the history of it, it's very, very racist. They mistreat their Black patients all the time. It's a horrible place. I went there because I needed to pick up some free insulin. They have it's not charity, but they have it where people who are uninsured or not insured, whatever, that they can get their medications and supplies, right? So one of the nurses told me to come by and pick up my insulin. She had left for the day, and the manager, the lady who runs the desk, who's been working there forever, ever since my mom used to go to the clinic, she came to the desk and wanted to know why I was there. And I couldn't think of the nurse's name. I had talked to her. She was so sweet. I had talked to her on the phone, but she had left for the day. And I said, well, I was here to pick up my my insulin that, they provided me a supply of insulin because I don't have insurance. She went back and got the manager. It was just a terrible. I tried to get it on video. I tried to get it on video. People who live in that area, people who are familiar with Yale University, and Yale New Haven Hospital, especially people who are Black, they know how horrible this institution is and how they treat people. It's just, they've done some bad stuff ever since I left that place. They've done the most recent thing that I heard of was that a doctor he was delivering a baby and killed the baby. Had killed the baby. He didn't listen to the screams of the mom. The mom said, she wanted to have a cesarean section. He repeatedly tried to vacuum out the baby. They put like suctions on the head to help, and end up killing, that kind of stuff. They do all kinds of stuff. They don't listen to the patients. It's just, I would not advise anybody to go to that hospital. I'm still pissed off with them. And they're just taking over. The whole state of Connecticut is controlled by Yale New Haven Hospital. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm glad I'm away from that. I'm out here, out in the West. But knock on wood, I haven't needed to go to the hospital for anything. Thank you, Jesus. I am trying to stay away from hospitals. So I'm trying to take care of my health. I'm trying to get this diabetes under control. And it's coming down. It's coming down. I think I go through a period where, I have out of control runaway blood sugars, and it can last for some months. It can last for months, and it's doing damage. Unfortunately, it's hard hitting my nerves and other things. That's just part of the disease process, right? The longer you have diabetes, eventually you're going to have some condition. You're going to have something wrong with you. It's not like you can have diabetes and not have nerve damage, neuropathy, or cholesterol issues or whatever, right? And so that's just the nature of this disease. I just have to keep it in check as much as I can. Yes, definitely stress. Oh my goodness. Vegan. The stress that I've been under so much stress, as you know, or I don't know if you know, I lost my job, lost a good paying state job. That's the most money I've ever made in my adult years. I lost that in September. Previous to me losing it, I was on paid administrative leave for 2 months. Okay. Never experienced any of this before. And during that time, somebody told me, they said, well, if they put you on paid administrative leave, that's the time you should have been looking for another job. Well, I just kind of thought I was going to get my job back. I thought that was part of my punishment. But it was very stressful during that time because they told me that I needed to stay close by, right? So I'm home thinking about all of this, right? I'm thinking about my situation. I'm thinking about what I did, because I was not innocent. I didn't do anything bad, like hurt anybody or anything like that. It was my actions, right? And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, my blood sugars were out of control, and at the time, and I had gone through multiple deaths in my family. I had a lot of older people in my family to pass away back to back. So it was affecting me at work, and on the job bullying. I was dealing with that. So I'm sitting at home just thinking about, everything. I was just getting beat down, like literally beat down from that. And so I had called one of my supervisors to find out, well, am I allowed to leave? Can I travel? Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. You can leave. Just make sure you have your phone close by, just in case they call you back so you can come back to work. I'm thinking, okay. So I go, excuse me, and I take 2 weeks. I leave for 2 weeks. I had to take care of some business here. Anyway, when I came back, well, actually, while I was still, on my so-called vacation, they called me up and wanted to know why I didn't attend a meeting. I said, well, I was told that I can leave, I can travel. I'm within the state, but, I'll be back in about another 2 or 3 days. They said, okay. They called me back again and said, well, let's make this meeting September 3rd. So I said, okay. I went to the meeting. We talked about my actions. We talked about, why I was hired and what they were expecting of me and all this, that, and the third. And they said, well, we're going to get in contact with you by the 11th. I didn't hear from them September 11th. I called back to find out, well, what's going on? This is so stressful, not knowing, right? I'm thinking that they were going to either reduce my rank or reduce my pay. On the 27th, when I went back, that's when I was told I was terminated. They told me, they says, we're sorry, but we can no longer keep you here. I mean, they kind of led me on and was feeding me like, false promises, thinking that I was going to, be able to keep my job and everything. I thought I was going to be able to still keep my job, but just be reduced in rank or reduced in pay or something like that, But unfortunately, they got rid of me, and that's their feelings. And I didn't try to challenge it. To be honest with you, I didn't have the energy to try to fight that. I really didn't. And I felt like if that's what they want, then, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I was making over $30 an hour. That was the most money I've ever made. It was good money. It was good money. My bills were taken care of, I was pulling myself out of poor credit, trying to clean myself up and everything. And then this happened. And I wanted to try to get vested in the union and also the pension and stuff. And I wasn't able to do that. So it was a terrible, terrible thing. So that caused a lot of stress, all of the waiting, the unknowing, all of that. And my blood sugars were high. They were super, super high. When I went to the clinic, my doctor said it was 500. 500. And my A1C was 13. So, I mean, I'm a walking miracle, right? I knew something was wrong, but I became asymptomatic. Like I didn't have really, my symptoms became my new norm. The frequent urination, that was just something that I did. Dry mouth, always thirsty, blurred vision. Well, I have baby cataracts, so I just kind of like, I tried to tweak my medication, but it looked like things just got worse. But you know what? God was in the plan. I'm telling you, God was definitely in the plan to remove me from that place. Had I had stayed, let's just say I had stayed, God only knows what would have happened to me. I could have had a stroke. I could have, I don't know, anything could have happened to me. I was experiencing on-the-job bullying, harassment, and anything could have happened to me, while I was there. But thank God he said, daughter, I have to remove you from this situation. So, excuse me. So right now I'm just kind of chilling out. I mean, I am looking for a job. I am trying to get my unemployment insurance. So you have to be actively looking for work. And that's what I'm doing. I live in a very small rural town where jobs are limited. We have only one Walmart. It's so small here. We have a very small Safeway. We have Walmart. There's no Walgreens. There's no Rite Aid. It's very little. It's not very much going on here, but I am looking for work because that's part of the, I have to submit my certificates every week in order to try to get unemployment. I've never experienced anything like this before. So this is all new to me. But I'm trying to heal my body too during this time. And I'm hoping to take a few courses next year at the community college get recertified as a CNA or something like that. Because I used to do that. I did that for many, many years, working as a nursing assistant. So, but those days of good money so far is gone. Somebody said, well, when one door closes, another one opens. You're going to find something better. Well, I hope so. I hope so. Jobs are hard to come by nowadays, especially good paying jobs. It's a lot of competition. They want younger. And see, this is another thing too. I'm 56 years old. I'm considered, in some realms, I'm considered elderly or senior, and they're trying to get young people, which they need young people in industries and working and stuff. And they're trying to get rid of people who they deem as slower, or stubborn. They don't want people who are set in their ways working. They want to deal with a generation of people whom they can control. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They want young generation people they can control, threaten them, put fear in them, right? Now, with me, I always spoke up for myself, even around people who were higher rank or they consider themselves superior than me. I told this one guy, okay, he said, I am your superior. You're supposed to take orders. I said, I take orders from God. From God. I said, I take orders from God. They didn't like, it was some people who just didn't like me because I just had the guts to speak up for myself. When you become a certain age, you're not afraid of people anymore. You're not afraid. You speak your mind. I got tired of the bullying and I would speak up about it. I even reported this guy. He was constantly harassing me and I would come in every single day. I don't know what his issues was with me. I was the only one that looked like me who was there. And I'm from the East Coast, okay? I'm used to diversity. I'm used to being around all kinds of people. I love everybody. You know what? I've been blessed to be exposed to so many different cultures, people from all over the world. Okay. So I come to this place and people, they're kind of backwards, set in their own ways and have not been exposed to other cultures and other people. And they have stereotypes. They have added issues and attitudes, and then they feel threatened. That's the main thing. They feel threatened. You're an outsider. You're from the East Coast. You're here to take over. I'm not here to take over. I am not here. I don't want to live here forever. I don't want to live in this small little hick town forever. Okay? I came here. I applied for a job. I was living in another part of the state, but I applied for this job. I traveled to get here, was dropped here, came here, and there's nothing going on. I'm 2 hours away from humanity, pretty much. If I want to go into the city, I have to travel 2 hours. I have to drive. We have a bus service that's $15. It'll take us, to the city. But it's such an inconvenience. There's no regular public bus system kind of thing. So that in itself is stressful. So I'm away from any kind of, I guess you would say real humanity. So, and I live in an RV park. So it's kind of like a 55 and over. place. My neighbor, he has his son. There, I mean, people stay to themselves for the most part. People, um, are doing their thing. They're either retirees, um, military people, some disabled people. All kinds of people live out here. And the landlords, they're East Indian, nice people. You know, they own a hotel and everything, and they run this RV park. And they gave me a chance actually because I was staying at one of their other hotels and I was paying over $1,000. It was How much was I paying for rent? It was quite a lot of money for rent at the hotel. And they asked me one day because I was having a lot of issues with people who were living upstairs from me, people smoking weed and stuff. And I was complaining a few times. They said, well, we have an RV park. It's a little less, it's cheaper than the hotel. Would you be interested in that? And I was thinking, oh, RV. I don't think I want to live in an RV. But it works out, I mean, I've been through some challenges, some very cold nights and days, and no water when it's cold, when the temperature drops 28 and less. I have no water. I have a propane oven, which I don't use because I have a propane leak. So all of my cooking vegan is done in a microwave. Or I hate to say it, microwave or the crock pot. So most of my cooking, or a skillet, I have a burner. Yeah, it can be challenging. I can afford the rent right now. But I think I may have to move though, especially if I'm going to be looking for work, decent work or work that I actually like. I don't want to work at Walmart. Not that I have anything against Walmart. I just, Walmart has some good benefits, I hear. I just don't want to end up at Walmart. Sometimes we can get locked into jobs as well. And you feel like there's no way out. I kind of was feeling like that with this last job. Like, oh, I wanted to leave. And I kept complaining to my family about the conditions I was working, the microaggression and the in-your-face aggression and all that kind of stuff. And, my mom kept telling me and encouraging me. She said, once you get tired of those people, just leave. Just leave. You don't need those people. Just take off. I'm like, Mommy, but you don't understand. This is the most money I've ever made. And not only that, but it has good benefits. It has good benefit. If I hang in there for 5 years, I'll be vested in the pension. How many jobs today offers pension? Okay, Brandon, thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. And, my mom was like, you need to, just leave. You can find something else. And I'm like, Mommy, I didn't want to feel like a failure, because a lot of my family members were expecting me to come down to Atlanta. And I didn't want to come to Atlanta. Okay, vegan. Bye-bye. I didn't want to come to Atlanta. And my mom, she couldn't understand why I wanted to stay. Just she's an elderly lady. She's elderly. She lived her life, so she doesn't really understand. So that's the reason why I was just pressing on to try to stay on this job with this job and until they fired me. And I didn't want that to happen, but I wasn't going to leave willingly either. I was not going to leave willingly either. I'm upset. I mean, had I had stayed for 5 years and at least got 100% invested in the pension, then I would have said, okay, I got 5 years, boom, bye. I've seen people do that. I've seen people work for 5 years, get that pension, and then take off. You get burned out real quick. These state jobs are very, very they're challenging. Let's put it that way. You're dealing with all types of personalities, and a lot of people are not educated too. That's the thing. They're not really educated for their position. And that kind of sucks, It's almost like people are just insecure with themselves. Yeah, they're real insecure, and they take it out on other people. But once I get my health under control, because I'm not really relying on YouTube to become a millionaire. My channel is struggling, and I still don't know what my niche is. I'm just I guess you would say a vlogger, and just putting stuff out there. My stuff is going to be out here, whether it's my cat and dog, or it's me ranting about this or ranting about that. It's going to be out there forever. People are going to be able to find me, or they may run across my stuff years down the road. But I'm looking to maybe go into Homeland Security. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Even though I'm 56, now my baby brother was like, I don't know. Do you think you can really do that kind of stuff at your age? My baby brother is what, 50? He was like, can you actually do that kind of stuff? I don't know if you, he said, running and stuff. Can you do, see, this is the problem that older people make. Okay. A lot of this discrimination, this age discrimination, it's not from younger people. It's from people in your same age group. People in your same age group are the ones who are doing these age discrimination things on the job. Yes. It's not these they actually loved me. The younger generation, I used to talk to them all the time. By the way, I am a mom and I am a grandma. I have 2 beautiful grandchildren. But I would talk to the younger generation. They were in their 20s. I would talk to them all the time about going back to school, saving your money. Don't mess up like how I did. I was encouraging them, don't mess up like how I did. I said, when I was working, I was not saving my money. I didn't save my money up. Now I have to struggle. Okay. I have to struggle. I have to do this kind of job. I have to deal with the on-the-job bullying, harassment. I can't say crap. Okay. You're still young. And then, oh yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I definitely don't want to be doing this forever. I said, there's nothing wrong with this type of job. Somebody has to do this job. But you have to think for yourself. I'm going to do better. Right? They can always hire somebody. But say, I'm going to do better. So, they used to see me struggle. I said, my leg is hurting today. I said, but I was an inspiration to a lot of people, believe it or not. I was an inspiration I miss my job, to be honest with you. I do. I miss my job. I miss it so much. I enjoyed what I was doing. I really enjoyed it. Like, once again, don't go for the money. It wasn't about the money. That from the start, it definitely was not about the money because I didn't even know how much that job paid. All I knew was that I needed a job. I needed to be self-sufficient. Okay. I'm out here by myself. And when the opportunity came, I actually wanted to work at the airport. I wanted an airport job. Um, and anyway, I don't want to really get too detailed about stuff, but it wasn't about the money. But the money, when I noticed that my bills were being taken care of and, um, I was able to save money and I had good medical coverage and stuff like that. I didn't really have very much worries anymore. And that's what I liked about the like job security. I really loved that aspect of the job, but that was not my main focus was the job. And I think things that people do is always about money. Money, 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 money. Money is the root to all evils, you know? I don't like living for money or chasing. Somebody said, I stopped chasing that dollar bill, because we see one day you're a millionaire, the next day you're P. Diddy, you're in prison, you lose everything. Fame, fortune, money, friends, they're gone. And then you're sad. So, but anyway, I've been on for a while now, guys. I've been on for a while, and I'm gonna have to be trying to get some rest. I appreciate everyone who showed up to my live and listened to me this early in the morning ranting and raving. I appreciate it. Hopefully it gets better. Like I said before, I'm nervous with these things. I'm waiting for the trolls though. I got to be ready for those trolls. I'm afraid of trolls. Somebody said to handle trolls, you have to be diplomatic with trolls. You have to they don't like to be ignored, right? They don't want to be ignored, but they will challenge you. They'll say things to stir up emotion. And what YouTube doesn't like is for people to get upset. It's almost like a test, right? Some of the trolls could be sent by YouTube. You never know. Just to kind of see what type of person you are, how you handle things, how you talk to people and stuff like that. So that's, I'm just kind of waiting on the trolls and see how that's going to take place. But for my 2 viewers who are still here, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to be signing out very soon. Let me see. Now, how do I sign out? I think I pressed the button in the middle, right? Let's see. Thank you once again and hope to see you soon. And you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.